Hey guys, welcome back to Druidaria. Today we're going to build a sky island, complete with a giant tree and a treehouse inside. So the Discord that we've set up, it's a nice place to hang out with the community, and they play games like Terraria and Ark, and also check out the new burb that's available on the store. So let's get to it. I'm building a sky island. Terraria creates its own random sky islands, and I took some inspiration from those, but I didn't want to use the same style. I didn't want to use clouds in this build, because I wanted leaves and vines to hang down from the island itself, just to add to the look. The tree is going to be almost too big for the island as well. The look I was going for is a lot like when you pull a plant out of a plant pot, and you have all the kind of roots exposed and hanging free. I wanted that messy kind of feel of just like a suspended plant. So I've used dirt for the island itself and painted grass seeds over the top. I was thinking about using rock on the interior of the island, but I decided against it. I tried to give the whole island itself like a curve and a feeling that parts of the island are always falling free and dropping to the surface of the planet. So it's kind of like a spoon dripping with honey, I guess, is a good way of putting it. So I'm using living wood to make the main tree. It took me a while to find out how to actually put down living wood because it's not an item in the item menu. You actually have to use a wand to place it down. The same thing with living leaf walls, but anyway. I started by painting the skeleton of the tree with living wood. I made the trunk really fat because the prime goal of this building is a place to house the trophies that we've collected in the Plantera phase of bosses, so we're going to need plenty of room and living space inside for those trophies. They're not small. And once the skeleton was in place, it was time to layer the tree. I used living wood walls initially, and then behind those, another layer of living leaf walls. The idea is to create kind of like a giant ball of tree on top of the trunk, and then shave away at it afterwards. So I coated the tree itself in a kind of thin shell of living leaves. These are again put down with a wand. And I shaved away a lot of the walls inside and kind of made it look a bit more random. There's also some gaps where the daylight's poking through that I wanted to get rid of. I wanted to keep things looking leaf-heavy and preserve the random feeling of nature. It's a blessing and a curse when you build something natural because it has to look random and non-uniform, but you can still get away with a lot. That said, it was important to fluff out the edges of the tree with tufts of leaf and living leaf wall, just to keep it looking natural and random. So there's 9 bosses in the Plantera phase, including special monsters from events. So I had to plan out space for 3x3 trophies. And that's what the main trunk is for. And I also need to light up the area of the tree because I couldn't really see what I was doing. And to do that, I used a mix of the floor lamps from the living set and lanterns, and they look really cool, really slick. But there was no rhythm or routine to where they were being put. I had to keep the feeling of haphazardness and randomness as much as possible. It's got to look like at first it was a tree, and then somebody carved a house out of it. So I've kept the rooms feeling as random as possible too. I tried some chandeliers there, as you can see, but I didn't like them. The roofs weren't high enough. But yeah, I wanted to keep the rooms feeling as random as possible. Like people have just done what they could to make a livable area inside a tree. And where there wasn't enough to make an NPC house that works, I shaved out some of the living wood to make that possible. And then it was on to making these rooms function. So each needs a table, chair, light source, and a door. And once that was complete, it was time to decorate. I added a few more living leaf blocks here and there, dotted around. I also put down some furniture, and the living furniture set is a great set, great fit for this build. But I've also used some animal pelts, paintings, and a terrarium inside that house there. I also used living platforms as staircases where possible, just to bulk up the build and make it feel a lot more busy. The main aim with this place is to make it look as busy as possible. And I feel like it's achieved an effect I'm happy with. So there's a huge area underneath the tree as well, inside the island. And I was keen to make the most of that. So I hollowed it out and squeezed in 2 extra rooms down here expanded the wall all the way down, and I put a platform at the bottom too to give people a way to get up to the island. I put vine ropes to decorate, and that also hangs down from the platform at the bottom. So if you're on the ground level and you can't fly, you can still climb up that vine and get access to the base of the tree. And lastly, the tree needs a front door for anybody who can fly to approach. So I used living wood and wood fences to create a kind of decking on the left of the tree. And then I added a small water feature, as you can see here, to flow down beneath the island. Oh, and there we go. It was a pretty quick build, actually, one of my quickest yet. But honestly, this is probably my favourite. I love emulating nature, and this is a very pleasing aesthetic. Next stop will be the Burb Hotel, a halfway house for NPCs to join before they get moved to their final abode. Well, thanks for watching. Until next time, guys. See you later.